ability to maintain a structure to the entire discourse that is being interpreted. So if we talk about discourse, I mean, I'm delivering today a discourse that's going to be a total of about 6 hours in duration. Is that right? Do we do it until what time?
Yeah, 3.
3, okay. So it's going to be about 6 hours in duration. So that is my entire discourse that has some structure to it that helps you get through this content that we're working on today. Although we're shortly going to just be going to some activities here pretty quick. But discourse mapping, when we score it, is exactly that. It is, were you able to impose the structure to the entire discourse that matches the teacher's structure? So you know how in class all the time the teacher will say, is this where we left off yesterday? Oh, okay, all right. All right, now we're talking about religious icons, all right? So when we're talking about religious icons, it can include a variety of things, but what does the word icon mean? That's not the answer I was hoping you were going to give me.
Anything representative
Image? I was thinking that somebody was going to say, you know those little symbols on the computer screen? Or if I were to ask in the teacher, and teachers do this all the time. All right. Some of you, I walked past Mr. Peterson's class the other day, and he was talking to them about something that happens on the East Coast where they have like hog farming. Do you guys know what a hog is?
Yep.
What is it? Okay, so at that point, I went back in time. So I said yesterday or the other day in so-and-so's class, he was talking about this. That in the discourse that the teacher, they're talking about icons and religious icons, and then suddenly the teacher goes off subject to talk about something related to hogs, and then it goes even deeper off subject because now we're talking not about HOGs, we're talking about HAWGs. Right? So, man, opportunity to do an expansion for your student to give them some additional information. Right? So that is part of the teacher's discourse discussion. Discourse just simply means a body of information that is one body. So that discourse that the teacher was building, she put in some sidetracks to talk about something that happened in another person's class. Well, how do I visibly show that? Don't I have to visibly say, okay, in time, the other day, the body leans back on this little temporal line here that gives you information. This is prosody also, because I'm giving you information by shifting my body to show you that this is something that happened in the past. And then even for interpreters, sometimes what we like to do too is we take a step. Do we not? Mm-hmm. Oh, remember in his class, and he was talking about, and so I have moved my body over physically to show that we are not in the same, this discourse has taken a turn. This is part of the structure. I'm giving you information that helps you figure out that we're not talking about the same thing we were. We're talking about what happened the other day in his class. I'm probably going to talk all about the hog right here in this space until I shift back to this space. And my register when I'm doing this is probably going to be more casual because, you know, the whole thing about talking about hogs in class is different than teaching about religious icons. So I'm probably going to go into a more casual register, but then I'm going to come back over here when the teacher says, okay, now, religious icons, remember, is any religious figure that is either a statue or a painting. That's a religious icon. Icons were used to help teach people blah, 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 blah. Right? So that's all part of discourse mapping. It's how the whole entire discourse is structured and how do I show that structure. And sometimes it involves temporal information. You're talking about something that happened yesterday or something that's going to happen in the future. So it's a diversion from the main body, but I have to show it physically for it to be clear.